All right, guys, I want to talk about this for 1 second. This is 2 days ago. The Wrap has announced, dropped the article, and I'll put a link in the description box below. You can go check the article yourself. Disney has reportedly removed a Star Wars film from Disney of the December 18th, 2026 release date. And some people say it's being delayed. Some people say it's being retooled. Some people... The point of this video is the Rey film. So here's the thing. Do I think there's a script ready for it? No. Do I think this is another case of they announce shit and it's not going to happen? They've done that before. At this point, they have outdid DC EU with their announcements. But I could say this with DC. They just had graphics of certain things coming up. They just kind of retooled things. And let me say this. When it came to the DCU, when they announced all those films, I said half of those films they announced they're going to either cancel or they're not going to do. And sure enough, that's the same way. When it comes to Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy is the first pariah. She is first to announce stuff, but they never come to fruition. Or there's creative issues, people leave. It's always something. Here's my thing. There's two things that I think happened with this film. And I'm going to tell you why it got removed. The election, and I'm probably going to talk more about that in another video, how the election has changed, has probably changed Hollywood direction for the better. And the fact that Star Wars is down, and the Acolytes and Star Wars is down. And Star Wars is at a point right now, it's not low, but it ain't good. Nobody cares for it. That's a lot of Kathleen Kennedy not understanding what the fans want. That's a lot of them doing their identity politics, what goes into Hollywood a little bit. And that's a lot of the writing and just not following the source material that has been given to you over a course of time. The Rey film, now I don't know what the Rey film was going to be. So for me to come out and say, well, this is how, I'm not going to even do that because the Rey film hasn't came out. This was just being announced. But saying Rey is a center part of the Star Wars universe is like, okay, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I thought her story was done. We should go either 100 years in the future or somewhere where she's an adult exists. You could name her, but that's as far as I would go with her. Because that period of time of Disney Star Wars is not looked upon highly from Star Wars fans. Because you could tell that they had no plan. Every film was different. Now, JJ made a plan out, and seemingly last Jedi Rian Johnson said, fuck what you want, I'm going to do what I want. Which is not a bad thing, but when it comes to a Star Wars property, you need connectivity, you need continuity, you need something to connect things together. That's why Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, even the prequels flowed so well, because there was a connectivity, there was tissues, there was issues, I mean, not issues, but there was continuity that kept the thing going. That's why people kept going to see, because it was like episodes, because it's like, oh shoot, we got to keep up with it. That's why the trilogy came out, because due to Star Wars, etc., etc. Because Rian Johnson was supposed to come back to do the third one. However, fans got pissed off how The Last Jedi turned out. Then they said, well, let's bring JJ back. JJ's like, well, fuck, everything I planned, y'all fucked up, so let me try to force things back that I wanted to do. It became a mess. And it was a bloated mess. But anywho, and Rey was the center part of it too. And Daisy really is a great actress, but she falls into that time frame of the identity politics and Mary Sue at the time. Nobody wants Daisy really Rey character in here because she's Mary Sue. You could tone her down. You could write her a better character. I still would do the Rey film. I just would get a different director because she's very identity politics. She's not for story. She's for messaging. I don't want that. I want story. She's not for that. And I believe that it's in the play. I also believe the election, how people have let people know we're tired of going woke. We want to go red type of thing was going on. That played a factor too. I sure did vote it. for nobody. But if I did, I was going to vote for red. And it was one of those things where I agree, because a lot of things in media now are trying to push the identity politics. And it is so far left, extreme left, that people are now disinterested in Hollywood itself. And now that's affecting a lot of movies. And I think Bob Iger and all of them and Disney are like, all right, hold on with that Ray movie. The Mando could come out. But let's tone these things down, because it's not working and we're losing money. And I think that's a big factor into a lot of these things here. Another thing, too, is that I believe, just like I told you earlier, how the DCU used to announce movies, that's what Kathleen Kennedy was doing. And I think Bob Iger came in and was like, all right, you ain't got a plan, take the shit off, put Ice Age there. Because I need something that I can certify me some money. Anime movies, depending on what they are, can bring you money. Ice Age will bring them money. Will it bring them $1 billion? I doubt it, but it will bring them money, probably more so than Star Wars. That's sad, but it's true. That's why he did it. Why I would. It is what it is. We're at the point now that a lot of Hollywood studios will look at movies that they have identity politics into. They're gonna probably say, let's push this back. Let's figure this. Let's read a room. Let's either rework it, retool it, or reschedule it some way where there's no competition, or reschedule it somewhere where we know we're getting our money back. We already know this Ray movie was going to be either 150 or over $200 million. There ain't no Star Wars movies that's came out in the last several years that's been lower than that. Hell, these TV show cost more than a damn movie. With the Acolytes, which I'm about to get into too, that cost what 200 million, almost $3. So that was ridiculous. And you look at the damn show, it's like, where your money go to? Skeleton Crew looks like it cost that. But I'm looking at the Star Wars Acolytes, I'm like, this should cost about maybe, if more than $50 to $100 million. But it exceeded that budget. Not only exceeded that budget, it critically was planned and didn't get the viewership. So they were like, okay, this was a waste of fucking money. And what they did with Plagueis and what they did, it was very... Let me say this. If that was a film and that came out in the middle of the whole era of the Disney sequel trilogy, this could have killed the franchise. The Acolytes could have killed the franchise. I really believe if this was a film, it would have killed the franchise. Because that's why people are like, oh, well, I want a sequel. Yeah, well, there's fan fictions and there's called write your own shit out, because you're not going to get it in no damn budget. I can tell you that. If you do, you better hope Disney can animate it for you, because you ain't getting the live action. I promise you. And rightfully so. And then it don't help the cast members attack the fan base. The fans like, no, the show's garbage. No, it's garbage. You're sexist. No, it's garbage. You're misogynistic. Whatever. You're transphobic. That doesn't help. Bob Iger and execs at Disney probably realized you need to do something. This is not going to work. All right, because this is going to do more harm than good for the brand. And the brand is already at a low point as it is. When people used to say Star Wars, that's money, guaranteed money. Now it doesn't guarantee money. It's guaranteed it's going to waste money or it's going to flop money. One in the goddamn two. So you can say it's the same thing, but you're not getting money back from Star Wars no more. Toys are not selling. Video games barely do sell, but the video games have to stay so far away from the main timeline. And what I mean by the main timeline is have to stay so far away from the sequel trilogies. Like, okay, this happened before, this happened after we get to Vader's and Luke's confrontation. And you see what I'm saying? So, yeah. I could go on with this, but I'm not going to make this video longer than what it is. But yeah, I think this is a good move. These are my reason why they remove the Ray movie. And comment below, let me know. As always, peace. Have a Johnson day. I'll see you guys next video.